Hey guys, Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the Boy, CTOA, and this is a sit rep from the FOB. So hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Of course, today's the holiday, so enjoy that day off. So I said, we're at the FOB. This area is new to me, and a couple of things came up. So I was blazing a trail, right, doing some map and compass, and a couple things happened. My Silver Ranger had this for a long time, and the north-south needle has come off the pivot, and it's not working, and really disappointed in that. But it's probably 20 years old or more. Luckily, I had little Sun2 with me, so I put my pace beads and my whistle on that, and we're good to go. So I guess I'm going to have to get myself a new Silver Ranger, or maybe I'll try a Sun2 this time. So when we're blazing the trail, I was using the marking tape, right? But as you can see, this marking tape, you can't even see it, and with the fall leaves, it makes it even more difficult to see. So when you're marking, you're blazing a trail, you want to have a couple of things. You want to have contrast and movement, right? So because I couldn't really see this, I had to make sure that I had a lot of movement in it. And I gotta tell you, if I was going to, well, of course I'm going to get some new marking tape, but I probably got it in a yellow or like a day glow green or something like that that really stands out, because this was really hard to see without that movement. And even then, some of them got wrapped up around the branches, and so I lost that movement. Luckily, got my compass with me, and it all works out. Of course, there's a big sort of wetland down here, so I use that as a handrail, so I know that if I follow that, it's going to get me in the general direction that I'm going. So keep that in mind. So then I said I'd show you what's in my jacket. So I don't have my pack with me. We're just doing a little hike before we head back to the 416. And I wear these. You all know these jackets, right? And this is a Bolo Gear jacket. It does have a liner to it, and it gets quite warm. So I don't have the liner in it right now. It's quite cool here in the evenings, but right now in the sun, midday sun, it's very nice, quite warm. So again, you want to layer and put them on, take them off as you can. The advantage of these jackets is that they have all kinds of pockets. So let me say this, okay? You need to have 3 layers of gear, okay? So the gear that you carry in your pockets, so the pocket knife, a multi-tool, what have you, maybe a lighter, you want to have that in your pockets, okay? Then the next layer would be what you carry maybe in a jacket, right? So what do I carry in this jacket? And as I said, it has lots of pockets on it, so it makes it really easy. So on the back side of it, there's one big long pocket, and you can put a lot of gear in there. Of course, you want to make it light. You don't want a 40-pound jacket. So, and then I got my first aid kit. I've got my, I've got a tourniquet. I got a pressure bandage. I've got a poncho that is a Mylar on the other side. So I've got my Mylar blanket, and I have, the trick I do with cards, and I put tape on them, right? So I have all kinds of different tape. That, duct tape, hockey tape. I've got the sponge wrap tape. So I've got all of that. I've got a lighter in here, some gloves, and you know, N95 mask, and you know, a couple other things. There is a sharp blade in there. So that's all self-contained. There's some wipes in it for sanitary reasons. And so that you can put that in the pocket. Okay, on the shoulder pockets, I put in a multi-tool. It's a Leatherman Wave straight tool. And I have that in the pocket. I also have, you know, my compass. I have redundant more fire starting. Of course, I've got some paracord with me. Because I have Dexter with me, I've got some small chocolate bars. Never feed a dog chocolate, that's for me. And we have some Scooby snacks for Dexter. So if we were out all night, I could get into the Scooby snacks with Dexter. And, you know, I've got my chocolate for energy. So again, this small poncho here, I can make a shelter out of that without too much trouble. So I've got all of that gear with me. I've got my sunglasses, I have gloves, I have a bandana for, you know, all the great things you can do with the bandana. I have a scarf, and I've got a turtleneck. So again, that can help me keep warm at night. And surprisingly, it all fits into that jacket really nicely. Nice little package. And so if I drop my pack, I don't know, I lose my pack, I don't know. I've got this redundancy with me. Today I'm going with my my buck knife, okay? And I have my Russell's knife in my pack. So I've got that backup there. Buck knife, again, Swiss Army Ranger. They're like, you don't need a fixed blade knife, but they're, you know, really robust. But I do have my Russells in my pack. Of course, I have a headlight, right? So I've got everything that I need should I get stuck outside overnight. I just want to say one thing. Of course, I have my, this is Dexter's e-collar. And what's neat about it, if I had to signal for rescue, we can do that, okay? Hey, come up here. And so we could signal for rescue. His collar also has a flashing light on it, right? So that's another thing that we could use. We could put it up high, and that would be flashing, and we can make the tone, and perhaps get some a rescue that way. Of course, you have a whistle, and that's always good to have. Last thing I'm going to say before we get on the road to the 416, which I'm not looking forward to. We talked about Dexter and dog behavior and things like that, and you see he wears a harness most of the time. He doesn't have it on today because he got it covered in mud in the swamp, so I got to power wash it. But a harness is absolutely, if you're a new dog owner, it's absolutely the worst piece of equipment you can put on a dog and try and control it. The reason Dexter wears a harness is so that's for work, that's for pulling. The front shoulders of the dog are the strongest part of the dog, okay? And when they bear down with the harness on, because they're lower than you're lower than your hips, they'll drag you off your feet and, you know, down the street a little bit, especially a power breed like Dexter, okay? So you're again, the harness is for work. You know, I'm getting older, right? So when I go uphill, I put the leash into the harness, and Dexter gets a command, and he actually helps pull me up those grades, right? So I don't use it, again, as a means of controlling Dexter, okay? Again, they're the worst piece of gear for a new dog owner and your new dog, okay? Because it actually works against you, and you know, you can do something as simple as this. Okay, it's just a loop. This goes around your dog's neck, and you will have more control with this than you would with any type of harness. Okay, if you think about it, you go to the vet, they take off your leash and they put something like this on. They do that for a reason, right? So again, make sure if you get a dog that you, again, do your homework and that type of thing. Oh, the other thing I do have Coca-Cola with me. It's a Coke Zero. But that said, I just wanted to take it all home with me, right? So I'm going to have this, but I do have a container, and I can get water should I need it in that container. So that's it for today. That's it from the FOB. Probably do one from the 416 on the Urban Trail, but I intend to be back at the FOB this coming weekend. It'll be a little bit colder, and we'll do some videos and see what we can see, and you know, make some more trails and that type of thing. So that's it. It's Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the Boy, CTOA, sit rep from the FOB, and we're out.